What up, it's your boy Dvrth again from another video. Today we're here with To Your Eternity episode 3? To Your Eternity season 2 episode 9. Last episode, we had a very interesting revelation towards the end there. The knocker, or at least I was about to say the knockers, but the knocker that has been passed down through Hayase's bloodline seems to have learned how to communicate. And since it has learned how to communicate, it's communicated one of the most important, and probably not one of the most important thing that we could ask about the knockers, which is, why are you doing this? And the answer was actually pretty simple. It's something that it's a theory that we came up with in the last season, which is that the knockers are just nihilistic and they see life as suffering, so they're trying to liberate people from that suffering by killing them. And another thing that I did not see coming about the knockers, that is, they're actually just Phi that decided that life was not worth living. So they are rebellious Phi, or rebellious souls, I guess you could say, depending on how you see Phi. We don't have enough time in the intro to really get into that. That now have become nihilistic, pessimistic, however you want to see it, and now kind of want to liberate all life in general from the shackles that are life. One thing that I want to bring up from the last episode, I believe, that I did not notice, or maybe it was an episode before that. Yeah, it probably was the episode before that, that I was confused about in episode 8, which is why Iris was all of a sudden skinny. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Did she like lose all that weight just walking back? No, I'm just an idiot. Upon editing episode 7 and actually paying attention in that moment, I see that Iris simply just did not eat. Iris starved herself during their capture. It's probably something that I probably should have picked up on, because Iris was like, yo, just take the food, I won't be eating it. Sometimes I think way too hard, and the very simple things get past me. That was one of those times. So yeah, she just didn't eat. That's what happened. I'm sorry. I'll probably put something in post, like an editor's note or something like that, in episode 8, when I got confused. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna hop straight into this. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more To Your Eternity or something totally different, the best place in that in is always my social media links, going to be in the description below for that. You can also comment below. Always appreciate those. And if you want these episodes early, or the full-length reaction to these episodes, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. I think we're like a week ahead, of course, on Patreon. You get how Patreon works. And if you want to talk more To Your Eternity or anything else that we're watching on the channel, because we watch a lot more than To Your Eternity, and we will be watching a lot more than what we're watching now, you can subscribe to join my Discord. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. It's there. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure they're on. Them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. I really wish I could watch this OP, because the song is so fucking good. Like, this song is so good, you have no idea. Like, once again, I've said this before, but man, Hikaru Utada is probably one of my favorite vocalists since I was a literal kid. And that's not an exaggeration. I've been listening to her since I was old enough to understand what music was. So hearing her on this track is so comforting, and I wish they didn't put, like, apparently they have spoilers in the OP. And I don't know if they for sure have spoilers in this OP. but I don't want to chance it because last episode was, or not last season had a lot of spoilers in it as well. And I tried to watch it in episode 20 and it fucked me, even though it was the last episode, so I can't do that. Sucks, man. It really sucks that I can't watch this, man. Don't worry, the Lord's coming. The Lord's coming. The Lord. I love the symbolism of that guy praying and then Fushi pulling up. Fushi's technically supposed to be, or at least supposed to be evolving into something sort of like a god. Nice. Oh, that is my fucking dog, bro. He ain't stopped yet. Oh wait, no, it's not Sandal. I'm an idiot. He's been dead. It's Fushi. I don't know why I thought that was Sandal. It's been like 100 years. It's been literal generations. Very nice. Damn, that made me sad because now I know it's not Sandal and Sandal's actually dead. Good job, Fushi. God damn. It's the pontiff. Nigga. Nigga, what? Stop. Nigga, stop. Bro, please. No fucking way. Oh! Oh! Fucking, this was really good work from Fushi. He's gotten really good. Oh no! Damn. Oh fuck no, not my dog. No fucking way, no! Not Goo Goo. No, 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 no. Not Goo Goo. Jesus fucking Christ, we're losing too many! Oh shit. What we got? What we got? Okay. They got dirted. Good job, Fushi. Yeah, he probably lost a lot of fucking forms. If you want them back, please come to our next game. Game? Jesus fucking Christ. Right? Damn it. Okay. Damn it! We lost Liger was useful as fuck. Yeah, we lost Uroi. Damn it, we lost Google, Liger, Uroi, Perona. And the craziest part, Liger was the most useful one in a lot of ways. So I hate that we lost Liger. Whatever this game is, right? It seems like... Whatever this game is, it seems like they don't exactly have... They have something a little bit different in plan than just, oh, let's fight again, you know? Yeah, but I say, just a quick sorry is probably a good place to start, but in a lot of ways, you tried your absolute best. Oh, God, that's the Knocker's way of thinking. That's real shit though, because like to me, to be honest with you, that's my way of thinking about life, right? Is that, oh shit, is that the meanings of life is to find the meaning of life. Oh shit. Oh, to get rid of them? That would actually be smart. Obtain the pigeon or something. Shit. Do not lose March. Good shit. Ooh, that's cold. Oh, she's not strong enough. Fuck. No. No, 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 no. Ew, it's Oniguma. They have to be you. Shit. Okay, never mind. They took Oniguma. Oh shit. No, 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 no. No, not Sandal. No, Pyoran. Oh shit. It's Pyoran. Bro, come on. That's gotta be Pyoran, right? That's gotta be Pyoran, right? Like, it hasn't been oh shit. Pyoran. Oh shit. Oh, because she. Yeah. Oh, right. Just that's definitely Pyoran. Right. Yeah. It's definitely Pyoran. Right. Okay. Oh. Right. Okay. It's yeah, bitch nigga. Okay, cool. Widening your field. Domain expansion. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. To feel the world around you for yourself, though. Oh. Of your awareness, if you become capable of recreating Earth's at the end. Oh, maybe that's what he means by preserving life. Yeah. He literally, yeah, okay, so we were right that he absolutely wants Fushi to become a god of some sort. Recreate the world is what you could do. Become a fish, nigga. But become one, nigga. Oh. Oh, man. Whoa. Did they take Oniguma? Oh, no. He just... Oh, that is sick. No, he's just fucking... Oh, my God, that's sick. I thought they took Oniguma. He's just a fucking demon. Sorry, they deceived me too. Oh wow, right? Because he's a defector. Why? But that one is a defector. Why? Right? Because you go. But you don't know that. Training arc. Yes. Okay, let's do it. Oh shit, Knocker versus Knocker. This is sick. Oh shit. No, not the nameless kid, bro. Not the nameless kid. Okay. We'll be going to save the people of... Save. We invite you to come. If you don't come, I will kill Kahaku and the traitorous Knocker. Jesus. It's interesting that the Knocker could be seen as treacherous, even though they're a hive mind. Or maybe they're not a hive mind, they just... Right, it's wild to say, but Fushi is a lot more important than these couple thousand lives that may be lost in this next fight. Okay. Interesting. We're literally working to expand Fushi's domain. Oh, oh,
ありがとう。俺頑張るよ。期待しています。私も一旦ウラリスに戻りますが、また来ますから。カークも死ぬなよ。
nice. Yeah, let's go. The gang is back together, or at least the gang never went anywhere. Pioran and her grandson. Oh shit! You have a lot of studying to do.
今日から一人頑張らないとな。
Yeah.
ごめん、お前もいたな。
Nice.
一緒に頑張ろう。
Oh my god, bro! This fucking show. Don't you see Big Onikuma? Stop playing with a nigga, bro. Stop playing with a nigga heart like this, bro. Oh, god damn. Oh, oh fuck, man. So this is so interesting. Because I was wondering when we would get into this type of stuff, which is like, how far can Fushi go with what he is do, like with what he can do, right? And now that I'm looking at this ED, I think I kind of understand the point of what the creator is trying to do with Fushi, because if you really look at this OP or this ED, there is not much in here at all. Now, granted, this may be me reading a little bit too much into the ED, but there's not much in this at all, except for a tree, some grass, and the sky, and some mountains in the background, stars, and clouds, rose petals, and then you have your friends and stuff and some other characters, you know, and you know what I would assume is like spirits and stuff like that. There are two things that I could get from this that we will get into eventually in this discussion. Okay, let me take that off. This was, hang on, bro. This was an interesting one. And we got some stuff to talk about. First, let me start off with this. I had doubts. When I first saw the horse, I was like, lavender hair, white horse, kind of sassy. Who had lavender hair and was kind of sassy? And also said that they were a workhorse. I had my doubts. Even though it was pretty on the nose who it was, I had my doubts. But this episode, I'm so glad that it was fine. Because for a while there, I genuinely thought that the show was just never gonna actually stay. And then if it never said anything, I wouldn't know whether it actually was Pioran or it's like one of those things in shows where like the fan base kind of has to make their theories and stuff and be like, oh, is the horse really Pioran, or was it another person actually, and all, you know. But the horse seemed the most likely, you know, just for the reasons that I just said. So I'm glad that this episode just went ahead and said, yeah, by the way, I made that horse. Oh shit, you made that horse? Yeah, I made it from your skin or whatever he said, a piece of you or whatever, which is just basically the show just outright saying, yeah, that's Pioran, right? And in the episode continues to say, yeah, that's Pioran, by having the horse catch fish really well, have Fushi be like, I knew somebody that caught fish really well, but I can't remember him right now. I'm so, like, it feels like we just got Pioran back, even though we've had this horse for pretty much as long as this season has been going on. Not that long, but I mean, like, we've had this horse for a while now. And while I was sitting there thinking like, hey, it may be Piotr, it's like a 90% chance it is, but that 10% was always nagging at me. Just so happy that we finally got that 10% cleared up, and it is definitely Piotr. So I'm it feels like we just got a friend back, right? And on top of that, I kind of want to go back a little bit to that last part, that last scene. Let me see. Where they were all sitting down on the ship, because if Piotr's not there, that's just that. Let me see. Yep, motherfucker. It's March. It's for some reason that's so sweet to see March and Tanari sitting together, because they never met each other, but I feel like Tanari will be really good with kids, and so it's March, Tanari, Piotr on the horse, Fushi, Gugu, Liegert. I love that Liegert is there as well. And also sitting by Oniguma. I'm just so glad that we kept Oniguma like around. It's fantastic. So yeah, that's definitely Piotr. I'm so happy about that makes me happy, makes me smile. So great. But let's get into the episode a little bit. The Knockers wreaking havoc on this town, and I love that in this situation, two things happened that were pretty interesting to me. First off, we had a bit more of like this thing of people wishing for God, praying for God, and then Fushi showing up, or people like how in some episodes people will treat Fushi as like this Jesus figure, seeing as we could see as the creator as like an actual God, and the creator created Fushi to go down on earth and like preserve life and the values of it, like himself, who is God. There are so many parallels to Fushi being this biblical Jesus figure that will continue on throughout the history of time, and people are going to write books about him, and eventually it turns into a Bible of sorts. That's already happened in a way now, because in history books they talk about Fushi. I don't know if it's per se a Bible right now, but I can definitely say that it's on its way to being one. So the parallels between Fushi and like biblical figures such as Jesus, God, whatever you want to say, is really interesting, and I will continue on that conversation in just a bit, because that is something that we actually have to talk about. Another thing that happened in this in the whole attack scene was, after everything was said and done, and you had like the church basically fold on the people and stuff like that, and the Knockers are defeated. You have Fushi still struggling with the idea of loss, right? And he's very frustrated, rightfully so, and he thinks to himself, like, if life is suffering like this, what's the point of living? I like that even though the Knockers are technically the antagonists and the creator is technically the protagonist, you have Fushi, who is a middleman in this situation, though he is from the creator, still having these thoughts that are very aligned with how the Knockers would think or portray life. It's not like Fushi is actively going, maybe I should side with the Knockers, right? Where, you know, in another anime you would have your protagonist kind of have that moment of like, oh shit, are the bad guys wrong? or are the bad guys right? We don't exactly get that here, or at least we haven't got it yet. What we get is just Fushi having thoughts. It's not, what it does for a story is that it doesn't make it feel like, oh, this is the switch up, right? Which stories do that well, right? That doesn't, I have to always say this because you don't want to get it twisted. But stories can do that very well. There are Attack on Titan does it fucking fantastic. You know, JoJo, hell, My Hero does it really well. A lot of shows, a lot of anime do it very well, right? But the subtlety of this one is really interesting because you don't have this meta narrative going in your head of, oh shit, he might switch sides, right? No, I don't think that Fushi would switch sides. I think that Fushi could break and then eventually fall in line with the Knocker's way of thinking because of what he's going through. But I don't think that he would actively go, oh, the Knockers are right. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to just have your main character have these thoughts, and just straight up nothing else, just thoughts of like, man, this sucks, and you as a viewer being able to see, oh shit, that's exactly what the antagonist would think. So I love the subtlety of that. It's a very good way to tell your story, and show the viewer where your story is going, outside of just Fushi has to learn how to make things, right? Fushi has to preserve life. So very, very interesting stuff, right? It's the duality between Fushi having the job of preserving life, and Fushi having the job of preserving life make him feel like life is not worth living. So it's a fantastic story beat. It's a fantastic way to tell the story and progress the story. Another small thing that I would like to kind of talk about is that at first I kind of thought that the Knockers were a hive mind, but the pure fact that one can be treacherous, kind of debunks that they're not a hive mind, they are just of like mind, right? And since this particular Knocker came into contact with somebody who actually persuaded him down a different path and was like, okay, you know, maybe you could do this, right? And you know, kind of changed course a little bit. Of course, when the Knocker first ran into Hayase, it wasn't like, oh, I'm here to do different shit with my life, you know. It wasn't like that. It was just that Hayase gave the Knocker really good advice, and the Knocker went forth to be like, okay, that's a really good idea, you know. I think I'm going to try that. Maybe that'll get me to where I need to be, in liberating humans from the shackles of life and stuff. But throughout that, the Knocker had the same experience that Fushi had, which is they learn from human to human by being attached to them. So the Knocker, the treacherous Knocker, whatever you want to call him, the lone Knocker, I guess, you know, they kind of had this parallel journey along with Fushi, where with them being a part of society and humanity for so long, they start to realize, oh, you know, I get that life, you know, has some shackles to it, but that don't mean that it ain't home, you know. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's very smart to have a low-key rival to Fushi, which would be the Knocker. And maybe not a rival is not a good like word to use for this situation. It's just for lack of a better term or phrase. But it's nice to have somebody to juxtapose Fushi's existence, but also show a mirror of Fushi's adventure journey, right? And they all came to a head here with this group. So very, very smart way to fully flesh out Fushi's journey. And just really interesting that a knocker can be treacherous. So that was really good. Really like that. But let's get into the interesting stuff, right? We have had a lot of problems with the knockers in fights, right? And the problem is that the knockers in a lot of ways are a one-hit kill. If they touch you, if they attack you, you are done for. There's no like, oh shit, you know, he scratched me. Oh no, he stabbed me. There's nothing like that, right? There's no like, okay, I'm bleeding out, but I'm good, you know, or at least I'm bleeding out, but I'm good for now. I can still fight, right? No, for Fushi, if the knocker hits him, it is game over. Luckily for Fushi, he has multiple lives, but and this is the genius of it. Since Fushi has multiple lives, we now use those lives as almost like a health meter for Fushi. So since we now know that is the barometer for in which we can tell where Fushi is at, like health wise, like has he lost yet? No, he still has like March and everybody else, but you know, be careful. And since the reason why the knockers are so dangerous, being one-hit kills, they don't have to fight Fushi head up. The problem has always been very simple with the knocker fights. We don't know where they're coming from. It's just that simple. The knockers have been on guerrilla warfare since they showed up in like episode 5 of season 1. It's always been guerrilla warfare. We don't know where they're coming from, and since they are a one-hit kill, we just have to wait for them to kill one of our forms, and then we attack. That's not a sufficient. That's not a good way to actually fight the knockers. We have to actually learn how to sense them out. We have to actually have some sort of way to know where they're coming from. Have some spatial awareness. Now, that's where the really, really interesting things come in, right? You know, of course, everything's interesting, but that's where the really interesting things come in. This is where the meat and potatoes of this discussion comes in, right? Which is now the creator is teaching Fushi how to have that spatial awareness to seek out the knockers. But what does that mean for Fushi? What is the creator trying to do in teaching Fushi this spatial awareness? Is it to make sure that he doesn't die from the knockers? No, because as the creator said, I can just bring your dumb ass back. You know, if he turns back into an orb, I'm sure that the creator could easily just make another one. So it's not that he's teaching Fushi spatial awareness because he doesn't want Fushi to die. He's teaching Fushi spatial awareness because that's his job. Not the creator's job, it's Fushi's job. That's what the creator means by preserving life. In the beginning, when he said like, "Oh yeah, you're here to preserve life," I was thinking too small. Even though I thought I was thinking big. Like I was like, "Oh shit, Fushi can carry the weight of all of the spirits of the dead on his back because he's just that nigga, right?" When, in fact, it's not that. It's a lot bigger, right? Fushi has done this throughout. Fushi has like dealt with this throughout the show, which is that he can't save everybody, meaning that he also can't completely shoulder the weight of everybody's spirit. That's not exactly plausible for Fushi to have every single dead person follow him into like another life until he can recreate them, right? That's not the idea. The idea is to literally preserve life. Think about this, right? The world will not turn forever. Eventually, and here's the thing, to your eternity, let's look at the name of the show. To your eternity, the world will not revolve, the world will not spin forever. The universe will not revolve in this constant motion forever. Eventually there will be something, whether it's the heat death of the universe, or it's just straight up the knockers killing everybody, or something else killing everybody, famine, plague, disease, whatever, volcanoes, the judgment day, fucking tomorrow, what's that fucking movie called, The Day After Tomorrow, whatever it is, eventually everything will die and everything will stop. So the idea of Fushi is not to preserve the lives of humans, even though he can, it's to preserve life in general. When the heat death happens, the only person that will be there to do anything about it, and I don't mean like the heat death of the universe like specifically, I mean like when the end comes, when the lands are barren and humans have pillaged and broken everything in their wake, and nothing is usable anymore, and everything is dead, and it's a nuclear wasteland and all this other shit, because it's to your eternity, and this could go on until modern times where shit hits the fan and everything comes to a halt. There will be one person to actually be able to recreate all that. Let's go back to the beginning of this season, where Fushi asked the creator, and I'm paraphrasing hard as hell right here because I don't remember exactly what he said. Fushi asked the creator, when's my job over? When am I done? Like what do I do? What do I do now? Right? Like when how do I know that I'm done doing what you asked me to? And the creator points at the ocean or the sea or whatever. He says, like, when you can create that and like own it, or like know that it's yours or something to that effect. And initially that confused me. I was like, okay, like, yeah, he absolutely could recreate the sea. That I'm not doubting that he could do that. He absolutely could. He's strong enough. He has the potential. Absolutely, he could do that. Why would he want to do that? Just to be a god? Like that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Now he's a god. Like, I guess you can go retire or something like that. But no, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. When the heat death happens, when the world stops, when the universe stops, Fushi needs to be as understanding of the world that he is in, so understanding of the world that he is in, that he can recreate the ocean, the forest, the grasslands, the desert, the icelands, hell, the wastelands, the swamps, the mountain, the trees, the grass, the sky, the stars, everything that we just saw in that ED. Just like I was saying, I understand the ED now, because there are two things that we could extrapolate from the ED. There are two possibilities. The first thing I would say, right, is the first thought that I had with the ED, which is that's like paradise, that's nirvana, that's heaven, and everybody there is just dead, and that's why that's why you have all those people there. And that could still be true. because Fushi could create it, right? But that could just be like heaven, right? But the second thing, and keep in mind both these things could be true because of where the show may be going. But the second thing is that it's simply showing you what Fushi could do. That's not just a set piece. I don't even think we see Fushi in this or Jesus Christ, I don't know why I can't say ED. I don't even think we see Fushi in this ED. Let me see. Do we see Fushi in this ED at all? Like at all? I don't think we do. There's just trees growing in the skies moving. There's clouds moving. The stars are moving. Like the grass is swaying in the wind, you know, recreating the wind. That's all we see. That's all we see. And I'm looking through it right now, and I don't see Fushi. I don't think I see Fushi. No, I don't see Fushi at all. I see everybody that Fushi has met. I see everybody that Fushi has befriended, but I don't see Wait, shit, I do see. This show is smart as fuck. This show is smart as fuck. Holy shit, this show is smart as a bitch. Okay, I see it. I don't know why I didn't see this before. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. We do see Fushi. Fushi's in the ED. He is in the ED, and I'm inclined to check the second ED, or not the second ED, the first ED from season 1 now, because I think it may do the same fucking thing. It may do the same thing. We do see Fushi in this ED. Let me break it down to you. Let me break it down. Let me break it down because I think I figured it out. I think I understand what the show is all about, or what Fushi's job is. Fushi's job is to recreate every fucking environment, biome, living creature, and he is here to restart life. How does he do that? Becoming it himself, right? That's what the creator wants him to do. So in this ED, we see the clouds moving, we see the plains in the grass swaying, we see the trees growing and all this other stuff. The sky itself, it seems to just be moving in a way that doesn't signify time flowing, but that things are being created. Things are starting again. Life is starting again. Not just human life. Not just human life. We're not that fucking important. Life itself is starting again. So we see all this shit happening in this ED. We see all these spirits that Fushi has befriended, and maybe even more in this ED. But what do we see at the end of the ED? Everything collapses into one thing. Everything collapses into one thing. The clouds, the stars, the sky, the trees, the grass, the mountains, everything, the spirits, the ghosts, the demons, it does not fucking matter. Everything collapses into one fucking thing. A fucking orb. Everything is in Fushi because he is supposed to create everything again. That's how he propagates to life. That's how he recreates life. Because everything after this, once the orb collapses, there's nothing else. Now you could probably see a bunch of other orbs, and I think this is probably what they're trying to say, right? Is that these are a bunch of other orbs. But that could also just mean that Fushi, or however this is going to end, is just recreating different fucking universes in which you can propagate and continue and preserve life. That's the reason why the creator wants Fushi to recreate the ocean. That's the reason why the creator wants Fushi to preserve life. It's not to keep humans living. Yeah, that may be a byproduct. It's to keep life just lifing. That's the idea. It's to keep life just lifing. That's all. That's what Fushi's job is. So rare. Oh my god, I don't know why I didn't check this before. Should I have watched the ED? Is the ED a spoiler? Now I think about it, is the ED a spoiler? Maybe I shouldn't have watched the ED. Maybe I shouldn't have watched the ED. It's so fucking smart. Granted, it's smart. But hang on. I hate that I do this all the time. Is that I get too engrossed in a theory, and then I act like it's spoken gospel, like it's completely right. Which, temper yourselves. I may be completely wrong. I always forget to say that. Temper yourself. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm simply just one man watching anime and extrapolating what I can from it. I'm no genius. I'm no professional, and I'm no I'm no like Giguk or who else is really good at breaking down anime and talking about anime. I don't really watch them too much, but Mother's Basement and Glass Reflection. Jesus Christ, it's been a while since I watched that guy. Point being, take everything that I say with a grain of salt. This is just me being very excited over something that I just thought about. So it's very, very fucking interesting the way that they are doing this. That's because now I'm looking at it. Now I'm looking at this for real. Yeah. This is what that like this final shot in the ED. It just shows you what looks to be a very big orb, and then like what seems to be like dust particles and shit like that. But it's not. It could just be other orbs, other creations that either Fushi could create at the end of his journey, or the creator could have created for whatever reason. But that's what that shit is. Or it could just be, or it could be Phi. It could be a million things, but I'm going to say that this orb is Fushi, and everything else could also be Fushi, or just other orbs that could help propagate other universes that create life. If that's where this show is going, that's probably that's one of the smartest plots for a story I've seen in a very long time. That's really smart. That's very smart. Wow. So fantastic. It all makes sense why, going back to the actual episode, it all makes sense why Fushi or the creator wants Fushi to learn this spatial awareness, because he has to actually become a god himself in order to help preserve life. It's the reason why so many people call like, oh please God help us, and all of a sudden Fushi's here and he's like, oh yeah, what's good, I'm in this bitch, I'm here to save you. And the best part about it is here's the reason why Fushi is like with humans and stuff like that. Fushi could become a god better than what the creator is, right? Because at the moment, right? Here's the thing. At the moment, I don't even think the creator is a god. I don't think the creator is a god, right? There's a reason why I call him the creator instead of God, right? There's a very real reason why I call him that instead of just saying, oh, hey, God's here. Sometimes I refer to him as like a god, right? Because he is the closest thing to it right now, because Fushi hasn't glowed up. He hasn't hit his full glow up. So sometimes I'll refer to him as a god because he's the closest thing at the moment, but I never like truly refer to him as God, like, oh shit, hey, it's God again. No, I always refer to him as the creator, because that's all he's done is create Fushi. Fushi's the one that's supposed to be God. These things just observe. Whatever the black thing is, they just observe. They observe and create. That's all they do. These things are not gods. They're not gods. They're workers. Angels, maybe. If you want to go there, sure. I won't argue against that, right? You may have a pretty good reason for calling them that. But these people are just observers. They just observe. That's it. They're teachers. That's it. That's wow. Really interesting stuff, actually. Now that I'm like, yeah, really interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. Wow. Like the parallels are there with like the whole like creator, like at least being the pseudo god until Fushi, gets his shit together. Of course. And that makes a lot of sense. Of course, the parallels have to be there so you can make like the God and Jesus and stuff like that. Connections for the viewers and stuff. That's all really smart. But having having Fushi actually be on track to become a god makes me rethink even considering the what do we call it? The black thing. Even consider the black thing a god. It's just here to teach Fushi how to be one. Because who's to say that Fushi's the first? I'm not doubting Fushi could be the first. He could. But who's to say that he is? With all these orbs around, Fushi could be just one in a million of other gods creating universes within themselves. That's how big Fushi could get. I literally mean big. That's how much control of the world Fushi could have. He could recreate the entire fucking universe if he wanted to. It's to your eternity. That's why they call it that. I thought it was just called To Your Eternity because Fushi lived forever. No, it goes way deeper than that. So much deeper than that. This show was already good. Ooh boy. This episode got me thinking. I like that. This episode got me thinking. I love that. So really good episode here. I really like the stuff that we got here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but because of my rant there, everything was really cool. I mean, the knocker and us technically now having an ally in one of the knockers, that's really cool. Us kind of, Fushi having this come to Jesus moment where he's like, I need armor, and now outside of just having armor, we're in a situation in which we can learn a lot more on being on like an arc of some sort, and actually doing some studying here, and learning how to become these things, learning how to control and replicate these things, so we can not just know, like, have a UAV on the knockers, but so we can recreate literally everything. That is smart as fuck. That is really interesting, by the way. I like, not only is it smart, it is really, I would love to see where this goes, because this show could keep going until, I keep saying this, but the show could keep going until modern times, where Fushi could really learn some shit. And to like quickly go back to a point that I think I kind of left off of, because I went into a rant. The reason why I feel like why it's good that Fushi is, why I feel like the human spirits and stuff like that, Fushi making friends with like humans and stuff, the friends that Fushi makes aren't exactly so he can propagate life of humans, but it's so that he can be a more understanding god. That's the difference. That's the difference between the creator and Fushi. That's the difference. The creator don't give a fuck, and we've had conversations with the creator before. Fushi has had conversations with the creator before, and he just doesn't seem like he gives a fuck. Because why would he? It's not his job. That's not his job to care about people. It's not his job to care about the life of humans. That's Fushi's job. That's Fushi's job. So the fact, so my initial thought that Fushi was simply here to carry the burden of every soul in the world is still not far off. The humans are there not to be reborn and propagated, but the humans are there so Fushi understands the world a little bit better. So Fushi understands the universe a little bit better when he's creating it. So he doesn't end up like the creator. So he's a better god than the creator could ever be, because he understands people. He has a consciousness. It's an expanded consciousness, like the title of the show says, or the title of the episode says. It's an expanded consciousness, but he has a consciousness that is greater than a soulless thing recreating the world because it wants life to go on. There will be a reason behind it. These people will have a reason behind living. Every speck, entity, and dot of life in this new universe that Fushi could create will have a meaning and will be wanted simply because Fushi is a god with a consciousness. Smart fucking show. Very, very smart show. Loved every second. Loved every second of this episode. Really enjoyed this show, but loved every second of this episode. This shit was good. Shit was good. This shit is getting good. I don't know how many episodes does this have? Like, I don't want to check. I don't want to check. I don't know how many episodes this season has. Hopefully it has the full 20 that the first season had. So we may or may not see, at least get close. I don't expect it at the end of this show, or at the end of the season. I would expect Fushi to be recreating fucking planets and shit, and he's over the world like, nigga, it's me again. Like, we still gotta get, like, I truly believe we still have to get to, like, further down the line of time for Fushi to learn more about humans, because while this moment in time is very beneficial to Fushi learning about humans and like what they do and stuff like that, you haven't got into the real nitty-gritty shit until you get to modern times and you really start learning about what the fuck humans are all about. Right now, this is simple. This is Neanderthal shit. It's complicated, don't get me wrong. Humans have always been complicated, but compared to what's going on now, nigga, this is Neanderthal shit. Fushi has a long way to go before he starts recreating planets. So interested in seeing that. Like I said, I don't know if this show or this season will have the full 20 episodes, but hopefully we get close enough to a point in time by the end of this episode or by the end of the season where, like, I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting to where I think we're getting, right? That would be cool. I would really enjoy that. Man. So with fucking hair in my mouth, gross. With all that being said, really enjoyed this episode. Really liked the things or the ideas that came up in this episode. And also just in general, I really like the idea that Fushi is taking his strength seriously now and actually trying to become stronger in order to save people, and understanding that right now Fushi is indeed the most important thing on planet Earth. He's the most important thing in this universe right now. He's taking that seriously. Yes, it sucks to lose a couple thousand people. That's horrible, but it's nothing compared to what you could create for life in general down the way. So great episode, great talk. Loved what this episode did for the discussion, and really excited to see more. So with all that being said, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more To Your Eternity or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's going to be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early, subscribe to my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. We have the full-length reactions to these episodes in on there. And we have a Discord if you want to join that and talk more To Your Eternity. I was about to say Hunter x Hunter, To Your Eternity, or anything else that we're watching on the channel, which is also Hunter x Hunter. If you like Hunter x Hunter, we can talk about that too. So with all that being said, let me get my off button ready. There it is. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves. Damn, this show's good as fuck, bro. Shit's good. It's always been good, but goddamn it, shit's good. Shit's good. All right, see ya.